Hi, welcome to the Rural Project. In today's video I'm digging trenches and installing drainage pipes. Hi, welcome to the Rural Project. So in today's video what I'm looking at is drainage. I'm working in and around where the shed's going to go at the bottom of the driveway. And there's a few things that I need to tackle. One is controlling the water flow as it comes down the drive. And then also I need to set myself up for drainage for the future. So when the shed goes in, I need to be able to take the water off the roof of the shed and put it in the tanks. I also want to set up a sewer line running from the shed to the septic tank or to the worm farm so that I can have a shower and a toilet in the shed. And when you take into account the fact that I'm going to need to have power at the tank for a water pump, and I'm going to need to have pipes coming from the water tank back to the shed so I've got fresh water, it ends up being a bit of a complex area this with a lot of pipes in the ground. But first of all, what I'm going to do is tackle controlling the water flowing down the driveway. So at the bottom of the driveway there's a transition from gravel to block paving. In that transition there are railway sleepers, however there is one of those railway sleepers that's missing. So the first thing I do is just dig out some of the gravel, install another railway sleeper and then drill through it and fix it in place using a length of reo, hammered through the wood and into the gravel below. So once that was completed, it was time to check the existing drainage pit and the underground pipe and find out why that wasn't working. And as you can see, there was a huge blockage in the pipe. Once I cleared that blockage, I did find that the other end of that pipe actually went into a trench that I dug, but it didn't actually go anywhere. So it was time to actually relay out the drainage for this area and sort of start afresh. So I started by digging a trench to a new pit location, and that would allow me to connect the old existing pit to a brand new pit and then transition from that pit, big change of direction, and head out through the retaining wall and down the slope of the hill alongside the water tank. So I'm still very much a novice excavator operator, so let's speed this up so you don't fall asleep. So the machine was hired for the weekend, and yeah, really impressed with it. Certainly enjoyed myself doing this, and using a small bucket there I was able to get a nice neat trench and then excavate a hole out for the pit. So once that excavation was complete, it was time to install the pit and connect the old pit up to the new pit, and then continue that trench along sort of 90 degrees from that pit and bring it out through the retaining wall. So what that would do is when I have water flowing, like I was doing here as part of a test, the water is going to flow along from one pit through pipe to the next pit, and then from this pit, as you see here, it then transitions 90 degrees and flows out through the retaining wall. So that will then disperse the water onto the soil on the other side of the retaining wall. And with the pipe work all in place and tested, it was time for the backfill. So all I did here, using the excavator, dropped the soil back in and sort of tamped around it with the back end of a shovel just to make sure that it was tight around the pipe. And then there's a quick image of how it works when we got the first bit of rain in the area. You see the water sort of flowing down the hill there, and then dropping into this new drainage pit. So that was the surface runoff dealt with. The next thing I needed to do was tackle the pipework for the sewer pipe and also the pipework for the water, the runoff from the roof of the shed. So again, I'd used the excavator and trenched basically all the way through this area. So then what you see me doing here is putting in the pipe for the sewer line. Also installing some small diameter pipework there with a draw cable in for electric cable in the future. And then a black pipe that you can see in there is actually for water supply coming back from the water tank to the shed. Because these were going to be in the ground and buried for quite a while before the shed went in, what I did was I terminated each of the pipes and brought them above the surface, so I'd be able to easily find them again in the future. So once that pipe run was completed, or all of those pipe runs were complete and backfilled, it was time to start the sort of complex process in and around the water tanks, with the pipe for the rain tank sort of transitioning off from that point, or diverting off from that point to the water tank, and the pipe that was going to carry the sewage actually continuing all the way through the trench, and I'll connect that to the worm farm in a future date. So all you can see me doing here is just sort of continuing the trench down close to the tank. I never use the excavator for this for fear of hitting the tank and damaging it. So the system I have in place for capturing the water coming off the shed roof is 2 pipes, one from each side, and it's going to be a wet system in that it's going to be full of water the whole time. So when it gets to the water tank, the pipework transitions up and will eventually be transitioned into the water tank, so the water flows in there. But I also put an elbow in and actually transitioned a section of pipe to the other side of the retaining wall so that I can actually clean that pipework out in the future, or if I need to drain and empty the pipe, I can do that from there as well. And then when all of that was done, it was a case of doing a bit of a backfill process, just adjusting this pit here and making sure that it's all level and true, and bringing in the drawer up so I can pull a cable through for electric supply in the future. But yeah, the rest of the video now is just working my way as part of the backfill process, tidying the whole lot up, and yeah, leveling the soil and moving some plants around.
Through the fields of our paths, feelings part our ways, keeping us close but estranged now. Dreams holding us closer, meadows of our youth, 107 days, but recalling it backwards. Our dreams holding us closer. Ooh, we can see so clear. Ooh, we can see so clear.
So that's it for this video. So all the pipes are in the ground and all the drainage is installed. What I'll do in future videos is show you how I connect the pipes up to the water tank, show you how I connect the pipes up to the septic system, and how we actually connect the pipes up to the shed. Okay, so thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, please stay tuned for more videos.